Good morning. Oh, Lord. What is this sketchiness? Oh. I've really got to invest in a better engine stand. Alright, well. Y'all saw the struggles of getting out of there. That's one thing I can say about these. This engine was never meant to be taken out of that shipping crate with the cab still on it. But we got it there. A little bit of struggles. It come out. Now we're gonna start with the disassembly of this bad boy. See if we can figure out what's wrong with it. I think I'm gonna do the hot side first. Then we'll get this off. Then we'll get the fuel side off, and we'll dive into that head. See, I can probably leave this as whole as I can. Yes, let's flirt with disaster. I love it. Best oil filter pliers ever. Oh good, it's been sitting long enough. I don't think I'm gonna lose any oil. I will lose fuel everywhere though. Dang it! Get out the mats. Stupid! See what happens when you flirt with disaster? Disaster happens. Fixed. All right. Alright, you know, I'm an idiot. I never learned my lesson. Blockage. Fixed. Perfect. Ooh. Done. Alright, I can get this junk out of the way. Now that I, didn't need it. I do like to put hardware back that I can. It's not always possible, but if I can put hardware back in its home, That's what I like to do. Best way to prevent loss. That being said, you still tend to lose it. The old feed line off here. I'm gonna see if I can get both these lines replaced, because once they get old and brittle, you start bending on them, they lost cause. Definitely the right size. Right there, right size. Oil, 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 oil. Boom, dry. It's off, that's loose, so if I can get the turbo done, I can just leave all this on here. I ain't gotta break these seals, just leave it put. Now these are all ifs. Greatness. Ooh, yes, that is. You have no idea how happy I am right now. And I know, wasn't on long. This was all assembled for a short period of time before it was parked. But me and hot side anything. Always get along. Just always. No, that's a lie. I would already be 8 broke studs or bolts in right now. And if you're wondering why I'm taking the turbo off the manifold to do this job, well, simple. This all together is heavy. Take the turbo off, not near as heavy. It's easier. Hot side. Before we go any further, get the plugs that I will inevitably forget about. Then me trying to pack off the turbo, and these are all still just connected. That's off, so let's see. We need to unbolt the drain. We'll get this motor mount off, and I can get to that bolt back there a lot easier. And then we got to take off the return line for the coolant. And I'll take it off on the block side, because that fitting in frame or on a stand is easier to get to than that one up in there. All right, engine mount. Get it off real quick.
cut holes in gaskets.
I don't care. Replacing all of them. Toxic. You are.
Little mixes here and there.
All right, well, it's been real. Now, I gotta get back to work. Let's see, I think these are 15s. All this junk is so much easier to get to when it's not in the truck. Yeah, even if you do go compounds though, you still need to upgrade your base turbo to that 67. Oh yeah, all the airflow. Put the 67 on bottom and the 105 on top. We're only going for 200 PSI. That's right. All right, now I gotta get back to work. Y'all get the hell out of here. Chrome socket impact? That's illegal. Love it. Might need to add heat. Don't know if I need to add heat, but I'm going to. Fire, fire, fire. 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 Oh, oh.
She's still not happy.
No, it's not real happy, but as long as it's come out happy, I'll be happy.
That one's coming happy.
Yeah, this doesn't experience nowhere near the heat that one does. This one is like, 200. That one's 1200. All right. Come on. Don't make me sad. I don't like being sad. Just don't bring all the threads out with you. Like the last manifold. Gotta work it. Try not to eat the threads out of it. Well, I think she's gonna come out. And still be able to put it back in. If I remember right, I'm pretty sure I did put anti-seize on this.
Now you're burned off.
But I think the temperature, it just doesn't care. Don't bring the threads with you. That's all I ask. Oh, beautiful. We can reuse those. I'll take out the bottom one first. Safety engaged for the impact. Do what? I know, right? Hell, I'm proud. No, not the gaskets. Anything but the gaskets. 2 nut. Impact. That's totally the right way to do that. Works every time, most of the time. I'm getting there.
I'm just telling you.
Oh, Dad, you ain't got to yell at me.
Come on, make sure. Put it right on. Right.
Oh, right. Okay, there's all the hot side hardware. Oh, well, you've been in the way since you were born. I don't know why you'd start trying to get out now.
Came out there. That was crusty.
Oh, don't hit the floor. All the thermostats. Take this off. I'll leave the lift points on the head because, you know, it just makes things easier. Right size every time. In case anyone's wondering, this is the oil feed for the pack brake. And that's the little electro probe for it. And oh no, digicals. Okay. Exhaust valves on 2, 5, and 6. There's no lash on 2 and 5. They still seal and hold compression. Number 6 holds no compression. It was holding the valves open, I'd say close to 1/8 of an inch. Maybe not that bad, but exhaust valves back here were bad. Like, I mean, you can see see how loose it is, and that's how much difference there is in its adjustment than everything else. Everything else has like the exact same adjustment, and that's number 6, and that's to get a little bit over proper lash. It's we'll find out shortly. We are a few minutes away from knowing what lies underneath this head.
Hopefully no big chunks.
I'm hoping it's just the valve's tulip. You know, when a valve tulips, you know, it's the actual face of the valve deforming. That's why they call it tuliping.
Oh, so
And it makes the stem come up further. When the stem comes up further, you're obviously holding it open because the end of the valve has now done that. So its mating surface has come down. I'm hoping that that is what has happened. If that is not what has happened, then I'm hoping maybe it's a valve seat failure, because, you know, the head was reworked. Maybe the valve seats worked their way up into the head a little bit more, and that's caused the problem, so it wasn't sealing, so I had to back it off. But maybe just it got burnt on this one, so it's not sealing. If that's not it, and I don't think a piston hit it, because if a piston hit it, it could have wrecked a whole number of things on the valve train. None of the push rods are bent. I pulled them out, rolled them around. The push rods aren't bent. I just don't think a piston slapped the valve. And I don't think that the injector nuked a hole in the piston, because 5 and 2 were showing the same symptoms, just not as far as 6. But like I said, after I adjusted these, they're fine. Holding compression, they're great. So it's just I'm thinking just whenever we had the head reworked, you know, inferior valves were put in. They couldn't handle the heat and just, you know, failed. That's my hypothesis. We will find out very shortly. All right, so let's see, I got to get this off now. I just had a bigger set of 12 points, so I put them on the full rack, and then I got the 6 points just kind of scattered.
I was looking at you got 11.
Well, he's stupid.
This guy.
Idiot. All right, let's see. Start with these. Yeah. And these are the ends of the head studs. Pack brake. Make sure you put little risy bits on there, which the factory head bolts have these studs off of them too. But these are 625 studs. So these will replace the bolts that we're not using out of the 625 stud kit. I'm gonna break loose all these and back all the lash off on all of these. Let's see. So I'll go ahead and get these and the injectors, and I'll get the fuel rails. Well, I'll get the fuel rails, then the injectors. That's so much easier than a wrench. Uh-huh. Got plenty.
I hope all 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 of them.
Why are you like this? Why are you such a toxic person? You ever stop to ask yourself that question?
Every day.
Why am I so toxic? Normally, you just gotta barely back these off whenever you're like doing a head gasket or, you know, just doing anything if you're putting the factory head back on. But since I'm swapping heads completely, I wanna back them all the way off because you will have valve to piston interference if the tolerance is to have like a 10 to 20 thousandths difference between heads. I'm gonna start them from 6 to 1. Gotta try and remember that. Left, right, back to front. Some people, you'll hear the argument, it don't matter on the push rods. Other people live by it. I don't know. My OCD says put everything back where you got it from. Have you ever been beat to death with a push rod? I hear it's agonizing. And tedious. And takes all day. Toxic, I tell you. Oh, one of the foam ones?
Yeah.
Good times. All right, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these fittings off, and then got to do the injectors and injector tubes before I can do the injectors for, you know, obvious reasons of the injector tubes holding in the injectors. Get over. What size are these?
You know, that one.
Oh, come on. You can do better than that.
13/16.
I know one of them's a 3/4. Oh God, I'm stupid. It's not a 3/4. I was mistaken once in my life, and that was that one time.
What about the time earlier? Remember you grabbed that third over? I think it was like a 13 or 3/4, something like that.
Your confusion tells me that you're mistaken now.
I'm
So
mistaken. Been wrong once.
once,
Yeah, it's about that one time.
I've never been wrong. Mistaken, I think I've been there once. Never been wrong. I'll better put the foot towards the direction I'm putting the load. The internet will kill me over that one. Oof. I'm probably gonna get death threats because I had the foot the wrong way. Anyway. Beep beep. Ding ding ding. Winner.
Lucky guess.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm just good like that, you know. I always get the right pick the first time. Yes, a big one. Chocolate chip, preferably.
You get macadamia nut, that's it.
Ooh, I like macadamia nut, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I always get it every time I go to the Way of the Sub. I can't say the name in the correct order because of, you know, arid. But, all right, so now we'll do these. Ooh, 19. Sweet.
Lucky guess.
I'd rather be lucky than good any day. Wow, this is way easier than in frame. Why would anybody want to do this in frame?
Somebody's stubborn and get one full motor out.
I can tell you right now, I've already said it several times, that shipping crate does not like to let go of this thing. It was not made to come out with cab on. Telling you it wasn't made to come out with the cab on. I mean, I got it out, obviously. I was trying hard enough. I only had to cut one thing off the truck, so.
What's your phone at? Playing like this?
Back there on the rack by the grease guns. That's what I was telling you, leave the door open.
Yeah, I left it open. You last one through.
Messes with my Wi-Fi. With my Wi-Fi. These same size? Oh, by George, they are. You know what? I think I'm gonna get the air hose and clean those. How'd those get so dirty? They was on here for like 5 minutes before the truck broke down. Never understand. Yeah. Don't get. Oh God, it's not gonna get. Caught on everything. There's that. Headphone users beware. I think that was 1 inch because I think I made a special wrench for it. I think that's what this little stubby fella I made was for the end cab. No, that's loose. I don't think that was one I made for. No, I made that for this fitting here. Yeah, because that was, you know, in frame. That's a pain because the firewall is, well,
Yeah.
the sound editing is like there's an indentation in the sound editing where that presses up against it so hard. Definitely fun to do in frame. Anywho, let's see, 15/16, maybe, possibly. Does it fit better? Oh, All right, yep, gotta put the foot towards the work. Air net. Kill ya. All right, just break it loose. But it about. Do you crank this one to pull it out, or do you just keep turning this one? I think you just keep turning this one. And I need to break loose all of the injectors. Fuel lines, whatever. Oh dang, those went on there tight. Huh. Oh dang, those did get tight. I don't know who torculated those, but those are on there way tighter than I remember. I had nothing to do with this. Never seen this truck before in my life. Okay. Good old trusty 19. Okay, that tube is out, I think. Clear coat is just, well, the protective coating that's on all this stuff is, you know, going everywhere. Oh, shiny. Oh no, I leaked fuel all over the engine block. Number 6, I think. Huh? What was? Actually, if you want to be technical, it's the flywheel. It's the adapter. It's the engine to transmission adapter. Because you can unbolt this and put on different ones because this is an industrial motor and it bolts up to everything. It's Batman. We'll get this method back down right here sometime in my lifetime. Also would help if my wrench wasn't, you know, the biggest thing in the world.
No, I'm right here.
Got jokes. There is no telling what he broke. I'm gonna say that tube is broke loose. Yeah. That tube is broke.
Right.
I didn't ask for your opinion.
I sure do love to give it.
Five. Four. Number 2. And they look pretty even, and then 2s look pretty even. I mean, you don't know unless you actually put a micrometer on there and measure them.
But I mean,
But those, yeah, that valve there.
That one's up higher.
Yeah, you can obviously tell that valve is probably the culprit.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah, but see, we still don't know if a piston smacked it or not. So that's definitely the culprit there. Oh, she's broke.
Oh, you're kidding.
Oh, the valve's broke. That is my first time looking down in there, so that valve is definitely broke. As long as the piston didn't chew on nothing, because the part of the valve is still attached.
Yeah.
Or else the spring would have come out, or let's say it was only 2, 5, and
Yeah.
yeah, see that one's still seating. 5 is,
It looks like it was still seating.
yeah, that is a broke valve.
That one don't look good there.
But it's also off-centered too. It might be bent. A hair bit, it might be bent.
Hopefully it bent, broke, and stayed out of the way.
Oh yeah, and then
One time.
this valve up here has got a hell of a gap on it. It's got a hell of a gap on the front one. Yeah, those valves are all kinds of not happy. And we're definitely, I just hope the piston didn't hit none of them.
Yeah, them ain't right.
Well, the piston can hit them as long as the piston ain't cracked. If it's got a few dents in the piston.
Yeah, just smacked it, made a crease in it. That ain't gonna
Yeah,
hurt.
well, I can polish it down. You don't want to leave any hard points, because if there's any hard points, they collect heat the fastest. So you just have to buff them down. As long as there's no cracks in the piston, she's golden. But yeah, no, I didn't want to look in the port. I wanted to save it all a surprise for when I pull the head off. But yeah, no, they're messed up. That number 6 hole is cooked.
Damn it. Oh, right, it's on my fault.
That number 6 hole is cooked.
Maybe if I hit it with hard there, it'll fix itself.
It's done been hit hard and it ain't fixed, so.
Maybe if I hit even harder.
And 1. Oh man. Oh, now that I'm seeing that, which I know it can't be completely broke off unless it's bent enough that the valve's not coming up. But I don't know, you would have heard all that chatter, but it did. It broke a valve. It could be a problem.
That's what I'm talking about.
Even if the piston, I mean, even if the piston wasn't the cause of it, if it was just a bad valve, if the end of that thing fell off in there, that could have just made this job hell.
Spray and bed liner.
That's not even a modification.
They're still expensive.
Mayor, I think you should listen to my recommendation because it was on YouTube channel about the crashing truck.
Well, they might get crashed on here. Number 6.
He sends them into walls and then he reviews the damage. Bring them down.
Number 5.
It's battle scars, so ain't that right, Jason?
4. 3. 1.
6.
18.
Yeah, man.
intake. I can't believe how dirty all this got. I mean, the head got sent off. The head got polished. So the fact that anything's dirty is amazing. Let's see. Make sure all the hardware is off the head. Okay, like I said, I'll get that off once we pull the head off. I think I can start yanking studs. It's tight like a tiger. Let's see if this thing can touch these. They're all torqued at 145. These are the Opti Torque studs, and then these are the ARP 625 studs. And the Opti Torques are, I think we're rated at 130 or 135. And I took everything 10 pounds over. Oh yeah, this thing's gonna. Oh yeah, this hog ring is very tight.
Almost like it's new or something.
Yeah, I know, right? That's impressive. I didn't think it was gonna take them off. Okay. All right, but I think I'm gonna get an impact that doesn't have to try as hard. Impressive, but we can do better. Well, I'm still testing these new tools. I'm just gonna get out the Thor because I want them to come off now. Let's see, we got her turned up to kill.
Kill mode.
Now, I don't know if they're more powerful, but they're faster. They're nitrogen guns.
They spin faster.
And they're at a lot higher pressure. Yeah. And nitrogen, the NASCAR guns are built a little different, but they just run really fast. But they're actually not powerful because they don't want to damage the lug nuts, you know, the studs.
I just want to get it on there fast.
Yeah. I do quite enjoy this Thor.
Very much so.
Oh yeah. And I don't really have to do a proper sequence because I'm not worried about warping this head since it's already messed up. But I don't know, I guess it's just what I'm conditioned to do, is to go in the somewhat of a detorquing sequence, the right order. Oh no! I can tell the pressure's going back up in the air tank. Oh, I know what I want to switch to. I don't know if it's better, but I don't know about that, but I just forgot that I even had it, so. See how the Milwaukee does compared to the Thor. It doesn't have nearly as smooth of an impact, I know that much. It wants to walk right up off the nut. But at least you ain't got to drag the hose around with this.
Is that the big Milwaukee?
Oh yeah.
I got one of those. I just gotta get me a charger for my battery.
Well, it was a top dog. Well, that's not true. Mac and Snap-on both outdo them in power. But outside of Mac and Snap-on, Milwaukee was the top dog. But the new DeWalt just come out and it beat it. I think it's the DCF 900 model. It beat it.
No, my Milwaukee beat all of them. It was free.
Well, I'm talking on power. I'm not talking about on cost.
It don't matter.
If you want to talk about,
Mine was free.
if you want to talk about cost, no, it's either the Snap-on or the Matco. It beats all of them.
Why were they free?
No, they're expensive as all get out.
That's why I said mine beats them. It was free. Mine got donated with 2 batteries. Just no charger.
There's a charger right over there. Charge them up.
I figured if
Get
they
off.
donate the wrench and the 2 batteries for free, I can afford to buy a battery charger.
Yeah, they're not expensive. I got a 4-bay charger for like 40 bucks. I wonder, I'm pretty sure I still got the OptiTorque box over there. 'Cause I think it's got its other set of studs in the OptiTorque box. I think the remainder of the OptiTorques are in it. Because, you know, we had to substitute out those 3. But this bad boy is, man, I hope that piston ain't ate up. That, if it is, John might as well grab somebody else's truck and head up there to Missouri.
Mine won't pull it.
It will.
No, it won't.
Oh, it'll pull it. It may not like it, but it'll pull it.
It may crush everything back there.
A Ford Ranger will pull it. It just won't like it at all.
It needs significant hill.
And it definitely won't stop it. It won't even think about stopping it.
Let's put on brake slide, stop her.
Alright, I'm gonna see if I can break these studs loose. I don't know if they will with that little Allen wrench, especially, I know these probably absolutely will not break loose. These might come out though. And if I get majority of them out, it'll make getting the head off easier. Because I might have put a little Loctite on them just because I didn't want them to move. But it was blue Loctite, it wasn't the red stuff, so. Because, you know, the plan was when this went in there, never coming out again until there's like, you know, windows in the block or, yeah. Epic fail on every bit of that. Let's see, that's a 5 and that's a 4, so it's not, yep, it's metric. I mean standard. It's standard whatever size it may be. All right. Should I use this? I'm probably gonna regret this. Shut up. We're on 2. Hello there. Alright. Oh, that's good news. At least as far as that one's concerned, that's good news. That is sweet. Now, if those come out with that little baby Allen wrench, that'd be a win. Oh, wow. All right, see, that one had Loctite on it. I mean, you can smell it too. You can always smell Loctite. I think she's starting to get twerky. Oh, she's still pretty good. Let's just see if it can handle 3. Oh yeah, it loves it. Why wasn't I? Loves it. And everybody knows that I've been team yellow. The only reason I went with Milwaukee, well, they're good. Battery platform for the 12 volt is smaller. Have you seen the DeWalt 12 volt? It's still a big square battery like these. Like, the reason why I'm buying these is so I can get into a tight spot and not have to use your hand tools. So if you still got that big bulky battery on there, it don't make no sense. Milwaukee does win out for working on like automotive, I think. It held up really good, actually. Probably go ahead and order another one, 3/16. Yeah, this thing is baby whatever it is. I don't even know if it's standard, if it's metric. Smaller than that, so let's see. That is it, and that is a 3mm. Well, I'm about to see if this.
You're not about to see.
I'd have to use an adapter, cuz. And it's an impact adapter. Handy. Right, we're gonna put her down on 1 and just see if it moves it. At least I got enough room on here I can do the double nut on these. No. No. We need to go buy a lottery ticket. There ain't no way those are supposed to come out. No, if I get all 3 of them, we gotta buy a lottery ticket. That wouldn't. Did I Loctite these? Yes, I did. No. No. I'm dumbfounded. I would have. I'm going home. We gotta buy lotto tickets. This type of stuff doesn't happen to me. This literally doesn't happen to me. All right, I can get all those out, and then we can give the head some Yankee yank. I might bring the engine hoist over here since this one is apparently tied up in perpetuity. Got a little bit of something down there. Don't even know. And you see how all these, we had to cut the ends off of them to modify them so they'd work with that stupid pack brake. I like that pack brake. It's stupid all at the same time. Yeah, head off. Is what it is. Ain't that good either. Yeah, keep your foot on that. Yeah. I didn't know I was going to be a contortionist today. Hit that down button. All right. Come up.
Hit your fingers.
All right. Thank you. That's good enough. Let's do what everyone says not to do. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Do it again. Oh, almost. Perfect. That's a little biased one way, but it'll come off. Maybe.
Yeah.
Oofta. Yep. She's done. Just your piston. We're gonna need a rod and a piston. I know it's not what you wanted to hear. The cylinder's still good though. We can hone the cylinder. The cylinder is actually immaculate somehow. But you're gonna need a rod and a piston. Definitely gonna need a rod and a piston.
What up, all?
Just 6. Yeah, let's see, 5 didn't do it, and 2 didn't do it. Just complete valve failure. Well, I don't know. We're gonna swing this over, look at the head, and see if it was. Excuse me. Out of the way. Coming through.
Definitely did it.
Yep.
Man, it's not supposed to look like that.
Yeah, no, it ate itself.
But it didn't get the cylinder walls?
No, I mean, look at the cylinder walls. It still has cross-hatching in them. We can hone that. Put a piston and a rod in it, and she's good to go.
Maybe you're gonna hold her in a little bit.
But I mean, like I said, 2 and 5, the valves on it were out of adjustment too, but the valves still look good. And it's still sealing.
Yeah, it could be, they don't have good valves, but it goes back together.
Yeah, I know it's not the news you wanted, man.
That's better than the news I could've got.
Yeah, the block was trash.
I was waiting for the block to crash. Oh man.
No, he got, I mean, he's not lucky. Lucky would have been just the head. That would have been lucky, but no, like I said, a piston and a rod. And the rod might be 100% fine, but just where it ate everything. That way we ain't got to worry about measuring it or checking it. Just put a new rod in it. Hone it, piston, new set of rings. She's golden. We got the head right over there in the box. It just sets him back a little bit on his timeline, and yeah. But it did. I mean, look at that. The dome and that piston is. Let me get a better light. The dome and that piston is even almost flat. So it chewed on it for a minute. I mean, it did it. It chewed on that for a minute. Look at the definition that's missing out of that dome there. That is just unfortunate. All right, let's get this head down and let's get it on, I guess, on the end of a table here. Or, well, here, let's clean off the metal table. Let's clean it off and get it up here. Oh yeah, it's fully ready to go. It's ported. It's ported too.
You just had to get all the stuff off of that one there.
Yeah. I mean, they don't. No, none of them come dressed, but.
No, I just didn't know if
Hate that. And look. Thought that right there was showing a sign of a tulip. But it was just the carbon on it. Let's see.
them two right there.
2 and 5. Those are the exhaust ones. Oh, it's exhaust. Yeah, it's exhaust. Yep, the exhaust valve is these two here. Yep. And I said these were starting to go out of spec, so I'd say that it's either a seat failure or it's the actual valves themselves. Look how much deeper that valve sits down in it than that one.
More like the valve instead of the seat, don't it? I mean, the seat's still, it's coming out of the seat.
Well, you can't judge this one at all. I'm gonna say this valve here come apart,
Screwed that one up.
and then the chunks ate that one. Well, bent it. Be my guess.
I figured this seat would have been sucked up inside and stuff. That was my bad.
Yeah, but see what I'm looking at here is, see the lip on the valve here?
Yeah.
It's not the same.
It's not even close, is it?
And these both got ends on them. Did he put the valves back in the wrong spots? Because that's an exhaust and that's an intake. So that's exhaust and intake. And these got matching valves in them.
And then matching that way.
I wonder if these are the factory valves and he put them back in the wrong spots. Huh.
Let's see what it is. If that would've
Because
been, that would have been an intake valve.
It wouldn't have handled the heat of the exhaust going by it.
The,
I don't know if the stem size, I think the stem sizes are the same. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know, but these have matching markings. I think, and that one apparently held up to the heat. The blank ones might be the intake ones.
that would explain the failure on. I mean, don't know that it matters now.
I mean, it don't matter now. I mean, but the heads still say, well, this head is still good. It didn't even hardly touch the head. And like I said, there's a little drip of something on that one. I don't know if that leaked past it or not. This is 2. Said the 2 was bad as well. But look at the difference. See how far, see what I'm saying, how far this one's set in there? See that little lip? Mm-hmm. And this one here's got a huge lip where it's sitting up out of there. And they're all like that. And 5 here's the same way. But look, that 5 valve, look how much deeper it's sitting than just this one. I think we had the wrong valves put in the wrong spots.
That would explain it. Run great for a while, you got a good pull on it and get it real hot.
So you come here and look at it. Tell me what you think.
What, Joe, though?
I just want you to look at it, see what your opinion on it is.
What you got going on?
Well, it's got that valve seat. Well, it's got that valve failure over there. I mean, and like I said, whenever we brought the truck here and I first ran an overhead on it, that was the first thing I did. The exhaust valves on 2 and 5 were no lash. Everything else, all the others were still in spec, but these were no lash. And then these here were, well, obviously bad. I put everything back into spec, and then I pulled number 6, did a compression test, obviously no compression. And I pulled number 5 and did a compression test, and it had compression. It was still right within tolerances and in spec. And then that led to where we are now, having to pull the head off and check it. But that's what I'm saying though. These are the exhaust ones. These 2 right here. Those are the exhaust ones. See how it, like all these valves match? Mm-hmm. And then that valve there didn't need it, so it didn't completely fall apart like that one. I almost think the marked ones are supposed to be the valve ones, the exhaust ones. And the blank ones are the intakes.
They got put back in the wrong spot when it.
I mean, I don't know, I'd have to try and look up the info on a stock head and see what the stock valve markings are. And then that's what I'm saying, like, look at, is it just my eye or can you see that? Is that valve not further in there than that one?
It is.
But isn't it that way on all of them?
It is.
It's like these are a little bit smaller valve, which makes sense because these are the exhaust valves.
He will take the head too.
I ain't taking this head nowhere. Got a brand new one over on the floor. Yeah, we got a power driven head right there. It's been ported and everything.
I guess let me just was power driving by God.
Yeah, that head right there is all performance. It's ported, bigger valves. It's yeah. But yeah, this is definitely not the news he wanted. It was not what I wanted. I was hoping so bad that it was just tulip valves. I was hoping for just tulip valves. I pulled that off and saw that. I didn't melt it. It's just where it ate the chunks of valve that fell out of there. It just ate it. Which means, and then the cylinder's great. Like I told him, he's gonna order a piston and a rod. I'm gonna hone it, throw a new rod and piston in it. And he might need to get a number 6 injector. See, it's number 6 here. If the tip on this ain't ate up, that's amazing if it's not. Might tell him to order a new nozzle for it. All right, well, I went and talked to one of my buddies and he does a bunch of sled pulling. You know, he blows up one of these Cummins, you know, once a week. So he's very familiar with this, does this all the time. Plus he's got his own shop, rebuilds them, you know, fairly often. And me and him went back and forth on it and talked about it. Talked about the different valve depths and stuff like that. And he said it's probably just where he's recut the valves. And he said in his opinion, it don't really matter where you put them as long as they got the right angle cut to them for the seats and stuff. He said they should be fine. He said that shouldn't give you a problem. And his theory is that the valve seat did fail. The valve seat did drop. And then the valve caught it. But, you know, it wasn't closed. And the piston kind of said, don't worry, I'll take care of it. I'll drive you back up in there. And, well, that's kind of where things deteriorated and led us to this point. So, and after talking with him, he's pretty well convinced me of it. So, and I agree with him. So, I'm not going to put any fault on the machine shop. I said, my buddy told me that it doesn't really matter where the valves are as long as they got the right angle grind on them, and you know, as far as the seat and stuff. And he said from what he's seen and his experience with it, it was just a valve seat failure. Valve seat probably fell out, held the valve open, and then the piston commenced to clearancing itself. So just is what it is, I reckon. I ain't real worried about it anyway. Like we've talked about, we got another head ready to go on the truck. This is yesterday's news, and whether or not we fix it is to be determined. We might take it to the machine shop, see what he can do with it. And that's up to the owner though. It's time for a cold snack. Good day, everyone.